Okay. Hi. Today is currently October 3, 2025, and it's 12:26 a.m. in the morning, midnight actually. I just want to record this quick video because I found this video on YouTube that talks about uh well, I haven't really got the whole gist of the video, but it talks about something about love and most of the comments that I see here is with them growing, people growing when they're single and whatnot. And now the author, or actually the creator, the one who posted the video is named Madeline. I don't know if I read this right. Her name is Madeline RG. Madeline RG. RG. R guy. I don't know. I'm sorry if I pronounced that wrong. Um, Go check her out. Her video is very nice and it's very comforting. Um, she just, I just saw her in my recommendations and my suggestions on YouTube and then decided to check the video out. And so she said something like, and the comments also said something like, if you really love or if you really care for that person, if you like someone and when you're just going through a breakup or when you're trying to move on, if you really like that person and if you really care, you would be happy of the things that happen if, like they say, you guys broke up, and you would be happy for them, not because you guys broke up, obviously, but because you know they get to grow and they get to learn and they get to realize how much their potential and stuff without you. Because for me, at least, I think I've always thought that I wanted a relationship or needed, rather. Needed is the word. But turns out, after all of these years, I'm slowly starting to realize that I don't really need to be in a relationship. I would want to, but want is different from need. Of course, who wouldn't, probably not everyone, but who wouldn't want to be in a relationship, right? But the thing here is, I'm not happy yet with myself, or at least I am not 100% satisfied with myself or my own companion. And I know people say that you have to be comfortable when you have to be, satisfied with yourself, and that you have to, just spend a lot of time being alone so that you would realize and you would grow that you don't actually need to be in a relationship in order to be happy. And so I feel like that's the thing that I have always been missing. Maybe because, that's probably the reason why I keep yearning for a relationship is because I want to have someone. I think I need to have someone, and I am not comfortable spending time alone. And I don't know. I just think that's really the reason why I'm like this, and I'm fucked. I'm aware of a lot of things, but sometimes I just things get out of hand, and sometimes I think all we want is for someone to understand us, and truly, you know us, or whatever it is that we have, what is going on in our lives. I don't know if I'm making sense here, but I think the lesson here for me, at least, um, is that I was toxic to her, and it is difficult for her to maintain that connection between us. It was not healthy for her. And at the back of my mind, I keep telling myself, maybe I'll message her someday. I'll be better. I'll be a better guy. But I've already missed that opportunity, and you know, I don't want to discuss, but that's one of my regrets. But you know, that's the reason why we should be better. A lesson learned. I should grow from that. Should outgrow that part. And so now that she's free from me, from my toxicity, she's probably dealing with a lot of her stuff right now. I'm gonna be happy for her. I'll try my best to be happy knowing that she's happy. Of course, there are days that I'll feel down and, I'll still miss her. But I think now I am accepting, a little bit of accepting that what happened between us is okay and healthy for the both of us. And I know that I missed that opportunity, but I just need to be happy for her. That, I know I'm getting a little bit redundant here. And not just with Ashley, not just with the previous girl or previous woman, but the other women that I've liked, and all the other friendships and relationships that ended or didn't want to connect with me anymore. I'm gonna be happy for them. And honestly, I don't think no one really wants to hurt one another. You get me? I don't think the relationships or my friends or other people that ended the relationship with me, I don't think there is an intention for between us to hurt one another. There was no negative intention. It's just that sometimes people are not really meant to be with each other. Regardless if it's friends or romantic relationships. And humans are complicated. Humans are a lot of work. We are trying to be better every day, and we're trying to establish ourselves. I don't know if I'm making sense, but yeah, in simpler words, humans are complex beings. And I don't want to blame all the people and my friends or used to be my friends, was friends or were friends. I don't want to blame the women that I've liked that who doesn't want to be with me, and people who don't want to talk to me. I don't want to blame them. I guess the best thing that I could do right now is to look at them with kindness, and you know they're humans as well, and a part of them is yearning the same thing that I am yearning, and they function the same as me, but sometimes there are things that are limited to them, and it's really not them. I mean, I mean, they can't. Sometimes they're just forced to act the way that they act, and you know, it's like a defense mechanism for something because at some point in their lives, they have been through some bad shit in their life. And I understand that, and I understand the way they act, and the way they approach things, and so I don't want to blame them. Instead, I just from now on, I guess here's gonna be what's in my mind, or what's gonna be my mindset. I want to look at them with kindness and compassion, and I try my best to understand their situation, regardless of what is happening. And I know I might be saying this too early, but if I ever meet a girl, or at least a woman, if you're questioning me why I keep preferring girls to women, because there's a big difference between girls and women. Okay, my definition for girls, these girls are, I'm not saying young, but they are quite inexperienced. And for women, Well, I want them to be able to handle themselves and be independent, and that's just my type. Okay, I want strong women because I don't want them to rely on me, and I don't want, or at least, I don't want to feel so worried when something happens to them. Okay, of course I'm gonna be worried at some point, but that I'll have the trust that she can handle herself, something like that. Well, a little bit backtracked or sidetracked, but yeah, uh, but I find that kind of woman, or maybe a girl, if she is as immature as I used to, well, I'll try my best to extend that patience. I'm not saying that I'm gonna keep her because I'm desperate, but maybe just maybe, through all the things that I've gone through, maybe I'll just be a little bit more generous, a little bit more understanding, a little bit more patient for someone who needs to be understood. And I guess that's really how I want to approach things. But yeah, I am happy for Ashley. I'm happy for her. I'm happy for the other women that I've liked, and I'm gonna be happy myself. I guess that's a quick video. Bye bye.